Thank you all so much for being here. Every child that's in our community has a story to be told. That little boy that was on the video has a story, and the dad that was holding his hands could probably tell you about the first steps he took, or the first time he said daddy. I know I have all those stories about my children, and my husband Tim and I are very lucky that most of the stories about our kids are good ones. But when they aren't, we are so thankful because our community and our neighbors take care of us, and you are all those people. And while I think that the little boy that was in our video is probably loved as much as our children our children are loved, I know that he's not quite so lucky. And I know this because 2 weeks ago when he was at the White Center Food Bank to pick up diapers and pull-ups, it was the first time that his father had to go there. And I don't know the story behind that, but I know that it's probably not the same kind of story that's in our family, and we're very lucky. Westside Baby filled the gap for that dad for that one time last month to make sure that they could make it through. So the little boy had diapers and his older brother had pull-ups. For just a minute, I'd like to ask the moms and the dads in the group to just try to imagine what it would feel like, what kind of desperate state you'd need to be in to go to a food bank to pick up something like diapers. And then imagine what it would feel like if you went there and there weren't any. So you had to leave and figure out what to do for your child. How would you explain to your daughter or your niece that you have to cut holes in the end of her shoes because her feet are growing and you don't have anything for her to put on her feet? For many in our community, that story is real. It's true. And it's their reality, and it shapes the people that they become. And Westside Baby exists because life is unexpected. Sometimes things just happen. And when those things happen, for families that are going along just fine, and all of a sudden, you're not. It's just not fine. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to all of you. And sometimes we need just a little bit of help. And the hardest thing to do is to ask for it. One mom at the food bank shared with Whitney, our AmeriCorps that works there last week, she shared that she came in for diapers, and because we gave her diapers, she was able to afford gas to put in her car to go to the funeral for the family member that had died. People should not have to make those kinds of choices, and Westside Baby helps to make sure that they don't. We make it just a little easier. We gather things together from families like yours. We sort through them, and then we package them back out, or we package them back up and we send them back out through the community. We also purchase things. We buy diapers, we buy car seats, and we buy portable cribs. Since opening our doors in 2001, we have served 100,000 children with items valued at $8.5 million. Last week alone, our volunteers sent out 726 things that kids need. 726. It's a lot in a week. We have 3 different programs. One of them is our safety equipment program. It's car seats and cribs. And those car seats made it so that a mother could go home with her baby from the hospital. It was actually the mother served by the social worker, Tracy, that you saw in the video. The mom could actually leave the hospital because we give out car seats. We give out cribs because it means that babies have safe places to sleep at night. Our clothing bank is our second program. Through that, we give out pajamas and pants and socks and other important things. And we make it so that the moms that were up in that video, those moms were teen moms from the teen parent program. They were volunteering for us just to give a little back. We make it so that they can pay their rent and that they can pay their bills. We also have the biggest diaper bank in the area. And we need a diaper bank because they're expensive and they're not covered by food stamps at all. So those diapers go out to local families, and last year we gave out 500,000 diapers. It's a lot. If you don't give out those diapers, those babies have diaper rash. Babies with diaper rash cry, and they scream really loud. And the families that they're in then have added stress. And added stress means risk of abuse and all kinds of horrible things. So diapers are really, really important. And while that 500,000 diapers is a really huge number, it breaks down to 40 diapers per family per month that we're serving. We know that we can't give the families every diaper that they need per month, but we're striving to fill the gap. And luckily, there was just a study done of families in need that let us know that what they really need are 45 diapers. Not 40, but 45. And this was a national study. It was great news for us because that was something we thought maybe we could do. So I'm really excited to share that on Monday, for the first time in the history of Westside Baby, we're going to be able to give out 45 diapers a month to the families that we're serving. I can also add that for the first time in 3 years, in June, we're going to be adding new provider partner agencies. Those agencies all will add hundreds and hundreds of children to the list of families that we're serving. So that's fantastic. And all of those things are only happening because many of you in the room have contributed very, very generously to our expansion campaign. You made it possible for us to move into our big new facility. We moved in there in 2010. We've continued to grow since that time, but that's the reason that we can add more diapers and we can add more agencies to our coffers. And it means that we can say yes to really exciting things. And I know this because this morning, Kimberly Clark sent us an email at about 7 a.m. saying that they would like to deliver 18 pallets of baby wipes to us. It was a fantastic thing to wake up to, a total surprise, and for a few people it made our hearts just go, oh God. And then we remembered, we have this big new space, so we could say yes. And we have great partners in our neighborhood that help make it so that we can unload trucks and make these things happen. So we get to say yes, which is fantastic. You see how this works? You give, your gifts multiply tenfold. We just keep giving out more and more and more because of what you can do for us. I really love the story. I know all the kids in our community have a story. I like the story of the babies that are safe and warm and dry. And we really want to add more to those stories. So as I wrap up, I just am going to take 1 second to acknowledge a couple people and to thank a few folks. And then I'm off the stage. We have one more speaker, and then it's time for you to raise your bid cards. First, I want to recognize our staff. We have 6 staff members. And Mary, Whitney, Maria, Heidi, and Sarah, you are amazing in this meeting. And I'm really thrilled to say that for the first time, we have hired our very first full-time development director, who hasn't officially been started yet, but Sarah Couch is here. Wave your hand, Sarah. She's in the very back. I hope you all get to meet her. She's going to help us move right along. I want to recognize our amazing board of directors. And every one of you, stand up, wave a bid card, wave something so that everybody knows who you are. I only see one, there's 11 of you. Our board of directors not only keeps us moving, and they help with some daily things, but they really, really look strategically, and they make sure that we're on track, and we're going to be here for a really long time. Special thanks to Amy Daly Donovan and to Heidi Thompson for making tonight work. Heidi's hiding up back there. They worked tirelessly to pull together today. Marty Reamer. Marty from 103.7 The Mountain. What is it called? My P1?
You're my P1.
It's something like that. It's the first one on my dial and has been since I moved to Seattle in 1996. So thank you, Marty, for being here. We really appreciate that you volunteered. And now it's my great pleasure to turn the microphone over to 2 really, really special, amazing community members. Deborah and Scott Hazelgrove are our honorary co-chairs for tonight's event. They have been generous enough to make sure that every single gift that you give during Raise the Paddle goes directly to our programs. No cost to have you all in this room. So thank you. And I'd like to invite you on the stage to share a little bit about why you support Westside Baby.
Thank you all for coming. We're going to keep this short and sweet. I was introduced to Westside Baby by a wonderful woman back there named Megan Simmons. Wave your hand. She's amazing. So if you don't know her, get to know her. She's back there, and her wonderful husband, Chris. And I fell in love with this organization, and I used to go in and do laundry every week for this organization, which I adored, and it was fun. And then my schedule got a little tight, and I couldn't do laundry anymore. So Scott and I figured out other ways to support. And so I just want to thank you all for coming, all for your support, all for your generosity. But I really want Scott to tell the story about why he is engaged in Westside Baby, because to me, it really hits to the heart of what's important about this community.
Everybody, I want to thank you again for coming. I want to echo Deb's comments. I really appreciate you being here and supporting such a great organization. Many of the folks in the room don't need to be told about the incredible work that Westside Baby does. I want to share with you a personal story, though. I grew up in this area. I grew up in White Center, and thankfully, my family was fortunate enough that we didn't have the struggles that many of the folks in Westside Baby do. But it wasn't really until I started high school and saw some of my classmates starting their own families, probably way too early, and understanding that they did not have the resources to help take care of kids. These are the kind of folks that Westside Baby stepped in and helps out now. But really, as I'm sure for many of you, it isn't until you start to have your own kids that you understand how incredibly challenging it is to raise kids, but also how much these families need help from all folks like you. It's really the ability of folks like us to come together to help Westside Baby that helps so many in our communities take care of the kids that they love. So thank you all for coming, and I encourage you to think about Westside Baby, not just tonight, but as you go forward through the balance of the year. It helps so many folks in our community that desperately need it, especially at a time like these. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your evening tonight, and please continue to think about Westside Baby as you go through the year. Thank you again.